What's up, Falcons Nation? As we approach week 2, the Atlanta Falcons are dealing with some potential setbacks at linebacker. Nate Landman has missed his second straight practice due to calf and quadriceps injuries, putting his status for week 2 in doubt. This has left the Falcons looking for some reinforcements, and they've worked out 3 veteran linebackers to potentially fill the gap. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of our Falcons updates. Here's where it gets exciting, Falcons fans. One of those linebackers is a familiar face, Rashaan Evans, who started 17 games for us last season and led the team in tackles in 2022. Evans has been a solid player throughout his career, and it's no surprise that the Falcons are considering bringing him back. He's a first-round pick from 2018 and has racked up 485 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 interceptions since entering the league. Alongside Evans, the Falcons also worked out former Pro Bowler Kwon Alexander. Falcons fans, you know Alexander from his days with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he was a tackling machine and even earned a Pro Bowl nod in 2017. He's been all over the league, playing for teams like the 49ers, Saints, and Steelers. With 631 tackles and 13.5 sacks in his career, Alexander could bring some serious veteran leadership to our defense. The third player the Falcons worked out was Josh Woods. While he might not have the same name recognition as Evans or Alexander, Woods actually started more games than the other 2 last season. He played 11 games for the Arizona Cardinals, starting in 7, and has been showing consistent improvement over the years. With week 2 on the horizon, Coach Raheem Morris and the Falcons coaching staff will need to make a decision soon. Bringing back Rashaan Evans could provide some much-needed continuity on defense, but both Kwon Alexander and Josh Woods offer their own unique skill sets and experience. The question now is, who will step up and fill the gap if Nate Landman can't go? Now, I want to hear from you. Should we bring back Rashaan Evans, or are Kwon Alexander and Josh Woods better options? With our big Week 2 primetime game against the Eagles just around the corner, the Falcons have released their latest injury report, and there are a few key names to keep an eye on. Most notably, starting linebacker Nate Landman missed his second straight practice on Friday due to a combination of calf and quadriceps injuries. This could be a significant blow for our defense if Landman is unable to suit up Monday night. Landman's absence is a concern. Last season, he was a force, racking up 110 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks over 16 games, with 14 starts. In our season opener against the Steelers, he played 37 snaps and was a key piece next to Kaden Ellis in the middle of the defense. If Landman can't go, expect Troy Anderson to step up and take on the bulk of the workload next to Ellis. Anderson, who played 31 snaps against Pittsburgh, will need to be ready to fill that gap if Landman is out. But Landman isn't the only Falcon battling injuries. Backup nickel cornerback Antonio Hamilton Sr. and starting right tackle Caleb McGarry were both limited in practice due to groin injuries. Hamilton, who had an impressive preseason, missed last week's game and is still working through his recovery. He signed with the Falcons this spring after starting 9 games with the Arizona Cardinals last year, and we're hoping to see him back soon. Caleb McGarry, on the other hand, had a tough time in our season opener, allowing a sack, 2 pressures, and a quarterback hit. It didn't help that he was up against Steelers star linebacker T.J. Watt, one of the best pass rushers in the game. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson mentioned that the Falcons had planned to help McGarry with chip blocks, but we didn't execute the plan as hoped. With McGarry now limited in practice, we'll need to keep a close eye on how his groin injury progresses leading up to Monday night. And let's not forget about 6th-round rookie running back Jace McClellan. He was inactive for the opener and is now dealing with a knee injury, which has limited him in practice. This is the first time McClellan has appeared on the injury report since training camp, and we'll see if he's able to bounce back soon. The Falcons are set for one more practice on Saturday before heading to Philadelphia for this critical primetime showdown. There's a lot on the line, and with these injuries, depth will play a key role in our success on Monday night. Now I want to hear from you. How concerned are you about these injuries heading into the Eagles game? Should the Falcons take a cautious approach with guys like Nate Landman and Caleb McGarry, or do we need all hands on deck for this critical NFC matchup? We all know how important this game is for our season momentum, and although we're up against the high-powered offense led by Jalen Hurts, we've got some predictions that might just turn a few heads. So let's break it down for bold predictions for our Falcons as they take on the Eagles. Last week was rough for Terrell as he struggled to contain George Pickens, but every corner has a bad game, right? Here's the twist. I'm predicting that Terrell bounces back in a major way against one of the league's best receivers, A.J. Brown. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is Terrell going to handle Brown, a player known for physicality and speed? But I believe Terrell is hungry to prove he's worth that big contract extension the Falcons gave him. We'll see Terrell rise to the challenge, keeping Brown under 40 receiving yards. That's right, he'll lock him down and make a statement in prime time. This is the kind of performance Falcons fans have been waiting for from our top corner, and Monday night could be his moment. Now, I know our defense didn't allow any touchdowns last week against the Steelers, and while the Eagles will likely find the end zone, we're predicting a huge play from the defense. Jalen Hurts has a history of turnovers. Just last week, he had 2 picks and a fumble. That's why I'm calling it now. We're getting a pick 6. Look out for a big play from Jesse Bates III, Mike Hughes, or maybe even Justin Simmons. One of these guys is going to take advantage of Hurts making a mistake and bring it all the way home for 6 points. It's the kind of momentum shift we'll need in a tough road game, and our secondary has the talent to make it happen. All right, I hate to say it, but this one's going to be a challenge for us. Robinson was the lone bright spot in our offense last week, but now he's facing an Eagles defensive front that's stacked with talent. We all know about Jalen Carter, the guy who was almost a Falcon during the 2023 draft, and Jordan Davis, who's an absolute force on the line. These guys are going to be tough to run against, and I predict Robinson and Tyler Allgeier will have a rough night finding running lanes. Carter, Davis, and their linebackers are going to make things difficult, and our offensive line will have to play its best game if we want to establish any ground game. Let's talk about Drake London. Our star receiver had a quiet week 1, catching just 2 passes for 15 yards, not exactly what you want to see from your WR1. But listen, that's going to change on Monday night. I'm predicting that London reignites his breakout campaign and has a much better outing. Yes, he'll be facing tough cornerbacks like Darius Slay and rookie Quinyon Mitchell, but with better playmaking from offensive coordinator Zach Robinson and a more focused game plan, London will get the targets he deserves. Expect him to go for 50-plus yards and remind everyone why he's such an important part of this offense. London is ready to step up, and I'm telling you now, he'll make some noise on Monday. Are you confident in A.J. Terrell locking down A.J. Brown? Can Drake London shake off last week's performance and show us why he's the right guy? And what about that pick 6? Who do you think makes it happen? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Go Falcons!